Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 5 Minutes with Seany. Here is your host, Mr. Sean Entin. Morning, Sean.
Hey, Jerry Shelsa. Thank you so much. And it's Saturday, everybody. And you're wondering why I'm up at 8 a.m. doing a show, because I want to bring you guys words of wisdom today. And today on this show, we're having a guy named Ryan Avila, who basically at the age of 18 found out his dad had a stroke, and he had to go from being a high school kid to being the father of his father and having to be a caregiver, a care partner. And we're going to hear about his story, this remarkable, inspirational story of how this family came around to give the love and support to their father. Ryan, thank you for joining us on the show. You also have your dad next to you, which is a lovely surprise, Aaron Avila and Ryan Avila. But Ryan, tell us a little bit about what happened at 18. You were a senior in high school. Take it from there.
At 18, I was a senior in high school, sitting in the quad during ceramics class. And I got a frantic phone call from my mother saying that dad had just had an aneurysm and a stroke in the shower. And at that moment, I had become a caregiver. And I rushed home and we went to the hospital, and we really found out what was going on with dad at that point, and that he had had a massive aneurysm.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, your whole life changed. I bet you were ready to go ahead, be 18, living life, and, probably going off to school or college, or just, be in your 20s. And all of a sudden life dealt you, hey, I now got to take care of my own daddy. So I think what you're doing. And in that time, what have you done for him in the last 7.5 years?
Well, initially, while he was being released from Kaiser, they released him to me because I was physically capable of transferring him and making sure that he was going to be safe throughout day-to-day living. Because if I wasn't in the home, actually, they wouldn't have released him because my mother wasn't capable of doing so. So not only have I facilitated his mobility, I've also, since high school, been the breadwinner, working as hard as I can every day to make sure that I provide for my family.
Wow. You're amazing. I mean, so basically you went from being a kid to being an adult within seconds, within moments. And, I say a couple of things in my show a lot. It's not about why me, it's about what's next. You took the why me out of all of it, Ryan, and you really said, hey, what's next? How can I help my family here? And I think you were stepping up. And I know you have a few words you want to give out to people. You have a support group or a Facebook page you started creating. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, I Care for You is a global community for caregivers because we are the unsung heroes. I believe that caregivers need somebody to bring powerful, positive, and progressive information every day, and that we can inspire one another to become more powerful as a whole.
Wow. That is so wonderful, buddy. If you were to give some advice to people who are now at home and just watch their loved ones have a stroke, they're coming out of acute care, they're coming back home, what do you tell them? I mean, I tell them to kind of be patient and breathe, and just what are your recommendations as far as giving other people advice for caregivers?
The words of advice I could give caregivers is that you have to realize you are now a caregiver. You are not a victim. No why me, no what had happened. There's no time for that. There's no room for that in your mind. You have to be powerful. You have to be positive. You have to be progressive. And all of that has to be unwavering, because now you have to care for someone else, not just yourself. So you have to have enough positive energy to give to others.
Right. Aaron, I got a question for you.
Sean, let me interject something based on what Ryan just said, because I think it was really important. Yesterday, we interviewed Ryan's mom and grandmother, and she told us about how you, Ryan, kind of gave her a kick in the butt and told her to get moving. Could you tell us about that? Because that had to do with the victim that you were just talking about. Can you tell us a little bit about what you said to your mom and kind of the courage it took for you to do that?
I don't really think it was courage as much as fear. I was 18 years old, about to be 19. We were all sitting in the back table in the backyard talking about what's going to happen. It had been about 2 weeks and everything was still up in the air. And we were all breaking down in the backyard. My mom, myself, and my grandmother. And I guess out of fear and out of needing somebody to be that leading light, because my parents always had, I told my mom to stop being a victim. I need you right now. You know, there's no time for that. We all need you, Ma. And her being so awesome and so amazing, she took it to heart, and she has turned all of our lives around. And I will say that I do my part, but she is the most awesome and unwavering, majestic lady that accomplishes everything you could ever ask her every day. So that really was a turning point for us, sitting in the backyard that night.
Got it. That's so beautiful. Hey, Aaron, what's our mantra, buddy? You made me a little.
I can, I will. I can, I shall, I will.
There you go. And we're going to do this together. And that is powerful statement to all you people out there, brain injury to stroke. We can, we shall, we will, and we'll do this together. And guys,
thank you,
so
Sean.
much.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you for having us on the. Thank you for having me on the show. And again, this is 5 Minutes with Seany. And you can check out Aaron the Bill at stroke.tv and SeanEntin.com. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us. It's been wonderful.